In the sports card collecting hobby, the population is separated into two important groups. The people who sell and flip for profit, and those who collect players that mean just a little bit more. This is those athletes' case for collecting. Some players are going to be remembered for their championships. You always have those greats. Some are going to be remembered for their accolades, maybe not so much championships, and their longevity. And then some are going to be remembered for the way that they make you feel when you watch them as a fan of the team and as a fan of the player. And before there was the pushing the pace and the making yourself the space to be able to shoot the ball, and before there was a positionless basketball type game, there was the youngest MVP so far. And today, this is going to be the first case for collecting featuring my boy, Derrick Rose. Welcome back to PeaksPulls. I'm super excited. This is the first episode in the case for collecting that I decided to start, where I'm going to break down specific athletes that should be in your collection, should be in everyone's collection, not just for the value, but for the story and for the legacy. And Derrick Rose, he's one of my most beloved, and I decided why not start somewhere that I kind of fell in love with, right? Derrick Rose was drafted first overall by his hometown Chicago Bulls. He was explosive and fearless from day one. And if you didn't know, as I said before in the title, he was the youngest MVP thus far in NBA history. And he was the face of a franchise for years. And he was the hope of the city in a pretty lacking Bulls team that point, right? They were able to kind of get into the playoffs, but never really able to make an effective playoff push. That was until 2008 in that draft class. He may not have a championship, but what are some of the accolades that he has? Well, he was the 2009 NBA Rookie of the Year. He was a three-time NBA All-Star. He was a 2011 NBA MVP, again, youngest ever, and he led the Bulls to the best record in the NBA, even though they fell short in the playoffs. Even without a long prime, such as LeBron James, Derrick Rose has a resume that is historically significant. Now, let's talk on the collector side. On the collector side, I have to say I think Derrick Rose is an excellent entry point for people in the hobby, and here's why. He does have that MVP level peak and that MVP level following because, let's face it, there's a piece of history there that a lot of players are never going to achieve. And he has a massive fan base. The whole city of Chicago has held him beloved. And if you haven't noticed, there's a retirement ceremony that just happened this month for his jersey over there in the stands. And Derrick Rose has that type of story where, sad with injury, it kind of makes his prices more accessible to get into some of those top tier cars that he has. Now, I suppose some would call this a market sweet spot as far as entering into the hobby. And that combination is going to make him a strong long-term personal collection of choice, especially my choice for sure. So as a collector, I would be remiss in not telling you what are some of the best cards that you can get. And one of the timeless ones, got to be number one, is going to be that 2008 to 2009 Topps Derrick Rose rookie. It's a flagship version, but that's an affordable entry, and that's his rookie card. I mean, that's the one to go for, right? Right after that, just to step up above that, you're going to have the Chrome upgrade. It's going to be the 2008 to 2009 Topps Chrome Derrick Rose rookie card. And it is one of the most chased Derrick Rose cards that are out there in the market today. Now, how about during his MVP campaign? Yeah, so the MVP era, there's the 2011 Panini Gold Standard. It's an iconic gold aesthetic, and it's tied directly to his MVP season. Huge visuals, and there's lots of legacy appeal to this one. For me, I'm just getting back into the hobby this year, and one of the bigger products that I really enjoyed was the 2024 to 25 NBA Optics. I loved them so much. And I'm chasing that rainbow specifically for the Derrick Rose. And I can show you some right now. One of my more favorite ones is going to be this red prism Derrick Rose out of 99. One other cool thing about it is one of my favorite Chicago Bears is Brian Urlacher. And that's a 54 out of 99 for this Derrick Rose, which is Brian Urlacher's number. Super cool. And I've got so many more. I've got 17 more on the way, where I just keep collecting all the different versions of that card. That's my product of choice presently. I think Derrick Rose is a perfect story that collectors don't just look at beautiful cards or cards of statistic anomalies and stuff like that. I think also there's something to do with the story. And Derrick Rose is a story. Maybe not always ending in joy and a great ending, but it's a story of rehabilitation. It's a story of revitalizing your career and coming back stronger than before, and maybe taking a different shape than what you thought that would be. I think that story resonates today. So I have my final verdict. I think we all know. Derrick Rose isn't just for a nostalgia piece. He's a reminder of what greatness looks like, even if it's fleeting, and how a resilient comeback doesn't always come off the way that we want. Thank you so much for joining me on the first episode of Case for Collecting. I'm super excited about it. It helps me kind of learn more about the players I want to get into, right? And let me know, what's your favorite Derrick Rose card if you got one? And who else should I feature on this Case for Collecting? Let me know in the comments. But thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, join that climb and subscribe.